What's good, Vikings Nation? Skol. It's your boy. Hyped up and ready to dive into the electrifying Vikings news that's got us all buzzing after Week 1. Picture this: Monday Night Football, Soldier Field, and our rookie quarterback J.J. McCarthy stepping into the NFL spotlight like a true Viking warrior. Did he crumble under the pressure of his debut? Or did he rise like a legend? Stick around, because this roller coaster of a game is going to blow your mind, and I've got all the details to unpack. Let's set the stage. Chicago, a stone's throw from McCarthy's childhood home in LaGrange Park, Illinois. The 22-year-old, our team captain, walked into a cauldron of Bears fans, ready to prove he's the future of the Vikings. But it wasn't all smooth sailing. Oh no, this kid faced adversity that would have rattled most rookies. We're talking pick sixes, a shaky first half, and a hostile crowd. So what happened next? You're not going to believe how he turned it around. Here's the hook. J.J. McCarthy didn't just play. He became the first quarterback since Cam Newton to drop 2 passing touchdowns and a rushing touchdown in his debut, all in a nail-biting fourth quarter. Vikings fans, are you feeling that Skol pride yet? Drop a comment below. Did you watch this game live? Or are you hearing about JJ's heroics for the first time? Let's break down this epic comeback and why it's the talk of Vikings news everywhere. The game kicked off, and let's be real, Vikings Nation, it was rough. J.J. McCarthy, our number 9, looked like he was feeling the NFL jitters. A pick six early on had Bears fans roaring and some of us wondering if the kid was in over his head. The first half was a grind, with McCarthy struggling to find rhythm, completing just a handful of passes. It felt like Chicago had our number, and the scoreboard wasn't pretty. But here's where it gets juicy. McCarthy's got that next play mentality. You know, he threw 2 pick sixes back in the 2022 college football playoff against TCU. Yeah, he's been through the fire before. This kid doesn't flinch. As the third quarter rolled in, you could see the Vikings sideline rallying behind him, with Coach Kevin O'Connell whispering wisdom in his ear. Was this the moment JJ would flip the script? Spoiler alert. He did. By the fourth quarter, McCarthy was a man possessed, channeling that vengeful Viking spirit. 2 10-plus yard touchdown passes and a slick 10-yard read option run for a score? That's history, folks. He's the first NFL player ever to pull that off in a single fourth quarter. What do you think? Does JJ have that clutch gene? Hit the comments and let's debate. Let's paint the picture of that fourth quarter magic. The Vikings were trailing, the clock was ticking, and Soldier Field was deafening. McCarthy, with grass stains on his jersey and blue field paint smudged across his face, looked like he'd been through a war. But this is where leaders shine, right? He dropped back, eyes locked downfield, and fired a laser to Aaron Jones for a touchdown that got the Vikings back in the game. The momentum shifted, and you could feel it through the screen. McCarthy's poise was contagious. Teammates were hyped, the O-line was bulldozing, and the crowd? Well, Bears fans were getting quiet. Then came the read option play. JJ faked the handoff, tucked the ball, and sprinted 10 yards to the end zone, sending Vikings Nation into a frenzy. Was this kid really a rookie? By the time the final whistle blew, Minnesota had a slim victory, and McCarthy's stat line was unreal. 75% completion, 101 total yards, 3 touchdowns. Vikings News is calling it a debut for the ages. What's your take? Did JJ's grit remind you of a young Favre or Rodgers? Let me know below, and don't forget to smash that like button if you're pumped. Now, let's talk about the man behind the helmet. J.J. McCarthy's not just a quarterback, he's a winner. Did you know he hasn't lost a regular season game as a starter since October 26, 2019? That's 2,144 days, folks, with a 64-3 record across high school, college, and now the NFL. That's not just luck, that's a mentality. Vikings fans, we've got a competitor on our hands. Social media's blowing up, with analysts like Emmanuel Aiko giving JJ's debut a perfect 10 out of 10. Why? Because when it mattered most, he delivered fire, 3 touchdowns, no hesitation. Even Colin Cowherd, who's been tough on McCarthy, had to tip his hat, nominating him for Comeback Player of the Week. What's the vibe in your house? Were you screaming at the TV during that fourth quarter? This kid's got heart, and it's measurable in moments like these. From Jim Harbaugh to Kevin O'Connell, the coaches who know him best have been singing his praises for years. Vikings news is buzzing with talk of JJ as a franchise QB. Do you think he's the real deal? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and let's keep this SKOL energy going. Let's zoom in on the Vikings offense that made this comeback possible. Right tackle Brian O'Neill was a beast, earning an 83.2 grade from Pro Football Focus, with 81.7 in run blocking and 80.9 in pass protection. The man was paving lanes and keeping McCarthy upright. Then there's rookie guard Donovan Jackson, who didn't allow a single pressure on 25 pass pro snaps. Tied for the best among NFL guards in Week 1. Center Ryan Kelly, in his first game as a Viking after 9 years with the Colts, fought through a trip to the medical tent to anchor the line. His 78.8 pass blocking grade was clutch, giving JJ the pocket he needed to work his magic. And let's not forget running backs Jordan Mason and Aaron Jones, Sr., who wore down the Bears' defense and caught that second TD pass. How good did it feel to see this O-line gel? The teamwork was unreal, and it's no wonder McCarthy could shine. When you've got linemen like O'Neill and Jackson, plus backs like Mason and Jones, the Vikings' offense is a problem for defenses. What's your favorite play from this game? Hit the comments and let's relive the highlights together. Defensively, the Vikings were no slouches either. Jonathan Greenid and Javon Hargrave were wrecking balls, combining for 13 pressures on Bears QB Caleb Williams. Hargrave's 2 sacks and Greenid's 5 hurries had Chicago's offense scrambling. Those 13 pressures? More than half of what Minnesota's interior D-line got all last season. Vikings news is hyping this pass rush as a game-changer. Then there's Joshua Metellus, posting a 75.6 defensive grade, and Andrew Van Ginkel at 65.1, locking down the secondary and keeping the Bears in check. Special shout-out to Eric Wilson, stepping up for injured linebacker Blake Cashman with a 90.0 run defense grade and 2 special teams tackles. Who's your defensive MVP from this game? This defense set the tone for McCarthy's comeback. By shutting down Chicago's offense in the 4th, they gave JJ the chance to lead. Vikings fans, are we looking at a top-tier D this season? Let's hear your predictions in the comments. Let's talk about that locker room vibe post-game. McCarthy walked in, grass-stained jersey and all, and you could see the respect in his teammates' eyes. This 22-year-old kid, leading like a vet, had the whole squad hyped. Analysts like Jordan Reed are raving about how the Vikings' infrastructure, coaches, players, culture, rallied around JJ to make this debut a success. Social media clips show McCarthy hyping up the team, with veterans like Aaron Jones nodding in approval. That's leadership that eclipses his age. As one post put it, it's not just about stats. It's about the intangibles: poise, heart, alligator blood. Vikings news can't stop talking about this kid's aura. What's the most inspiring thing about JJ to you? Vikings Nation, this is what we've been waiting for. A quarterback who can handle the heat and inspire the team. Are you buying the hype? Or do you want to see more? Drop a comment and let's keep the conversation rolling. Now, let's get into the internet's reaction, because Vikings fans and analysts are losing it. Kyle Brandt's tweet called McCarthy's performance different, and he's not wrong. A 1-minute, 47-second highlight reel breaking down JJ's clutch plays is going viral, racking up views across Vikings news platforms. Have you seen it yet? Bucky Brooks chimed in, saying Jim Harbaugh's been right about McCarthy all along, a franchise QB with tools and intangibles. The kid's ability to shake off a pick-six and dominate the 4th quarter? That's rare. Fans on X are calling him cold-blooded and composed. What's your favorite social media take on JJ's debut? Share it below. The buzz is real, and it's not just Vikings fans. National media's jumping on the McCarthy train, with some comparing his resilience to primetime greats. Are we witnessing the start of a legend? Let's hear your hot takes. Vikings Nation, let's rewind to McCarthy's journey to this moment. Growing up in LaGrange Park, he was dreaming of nights like this, playing in front of family and friends. That full-circle moment, leading the Vikings to victory in Chicago, had to hit different. His jersey, smeared with paint and grass, told the story of a kid who left it all on the field. From high school at Nazareth Academy to Michigan's national championship, McCarthy's been a winner at every stop. That 64-3 record as a starter? Insane. But it's his ability to learn from losses, like those pick sixes against TCU, that sets him apart. Vikings News is calling him a Viking warrior for a reason. What's your favorite JJ story? This debut wasn't just a game, it was a statement. McCarthy showed he's ready for the NFL's big stage. Vikings fans, are you dreaming of a playoff run with this kid? Let's talk about it in the comments. Let's break down the numbers because they don't lie. McCarthy's 63.3 overall PFF grade might not scream elite, but dig deeper. A 71.9 rushing grade and only one turnover-worthy throw despite the pick six. That's a rookie staying composed under pressure. His 65% completion rate included 2 drops, so the kid was dealing. The Vikings offense as a whole was clicking, with Jordan Mason's 72.3 grade and Aaron Jones's 68.1 keeping the Bears' defense honest. That balance, run, pass, grit, made the comeback possible. What stat from this game blew your mind the most? Drop it below. Numbers only tell part of the story, though. It's the way McCarthy carried himself. Calm, confident, relentless. That's got Vikings News buzzing. Is this the kind of QB you want leading us to a Super Bowl? Let's hear it, Vikings Nation. Special teams deserve some love too. Third-year safety Jay Ward was a beast, posting a 77.1 defensive grade and an 80.4 special team score across kickoff, punt, and field goal units. Then there's Eric Wilson, deflecting punts and tackling like a man on a mission with a 90.3 special teams grade. These guys set up the Vikings for success. Special teams often get overlooked, but not in this game. Ward's energy and Wilson's hustle kept the Bears pinned back, giving McCarthy better field position for those clutch drives. Vikings fans, who's your unsung hero from Week 1? The Vikings' depth is showing early, and it's exciting to see role players step up. Are special teams gonna be our secret weapon this season? Hit the comments and let's talk. Let's address the doubters. Yeah, McCarthy had a rough start. Nobody's denying that pick six was ugly. But what makes him special is how he bounced back. Analysts like Colin Cowherd, who've questioned JJ since draft day, are eating their words. Vikings News is full of "I told you so" moments from fans who believed in him. The kid's not perfect, there's plenty to clean up, like those early game jitters. But a 75% completion rate and 3 touchdowns in his first NFL game? That's a statement. What do you say to the haters, Vikings Nation? Let's hear your best clapback. McCarthy's debut showed he can handle the highs and lows. With a coach like Kevin O'Connell and a team like this, the sky's the limit. Are you all in on JJ as QB1? Drop your thoughts below. What's next for the Vikings? This Week 1 win sets the tone, but the NFL's a marathon, not a sprint. McCarthy's 64-3 record as a starter is nuts, but like analysts say, it's not sustainable unless he keeps growing. The good news? His work ethic and focus on details are built for the long haul. The schedule gets tougher, with divisional rivals like the Packers and Lions looming. Can McCarthy keep this fire going? Vikings News is already hyping up Week 2, and I want to know what you're expecting. Will JJ keep slinging TDs, or do we need to temper expectations? One thing's for sure. This team's got heart, and McCarthy's leading the charge. Drop your predictions for the rest of the season in the comments, and let's see who's got the best crystal ball. Let's wrap this up with a nod to the fans. Vikings Nation, you showed up big on social media, flooding X with Skol chants and JJ hype. From Kyle Brandt's viral tweet to Bucky Brooks calling McCarthy different. The love is real. This fan base is the heartbeat of the Vikings, and we're just getting started. Moments like this, McCarthy's gritty debut, the team's fight, the comeback win, are why we bleed purple. Whether you were at Soldier Field or screaming at your TV, you're part of this journey. What's your favorite memory from this game? Share it below. Vikings News is gonna keep coming, and I'll be here breaking it down with you. Smash that like button, drop a comment with your thoughts, subscribe for more Vikings content, and share this with your fellow Skol fans. Let's keep the purple pride alive. Finally, let's look at the big picture. JJ McCarthy's debut wasn't just a win. It was a glimpse of the Vikings' future. A rookie QB leading a comeback in primetime, With a defense that's pressuring QBs and an O-line that's holding strong, this team's got something special brewing. The road to the playoffs starts with games like this, and McCarthy's poise is a signal he's ready for the spotlight. Vikings News is calling this the start of a new era. Do you agree? What's the one thing you want to see from this team moving forward? Vikings Nation, we're in for a wild ride this season. Keep the faith, keep the energy, and let's chase that Super Bowl together. Hit that subscribe button, leave a comment with your Skol vibes, and share this video with every Vikings fan you know. Skol.